afternoon, my Mile High homies, and welcome to another edition of the Denver Dan Show. Let's get right to it. The Blake Street Bombers are out of last place in the National League West, but that's only because the Padres really stink. The Rockies have lost 12 games this month. They'll be home versus the Mets, then they start a road trip to KC and then Detroit. It seems as though the Rockies are employing the old Mile High strategy of losing early, making a race at the end, and maybe we'll get in the playoffs, but then again, maybe not. If that's the case, then put someone else at the helm of the Rockies ship. Clint Hurdle is just not getting it done. Give him till just before the All-Star break to right this ship, or let's bring in someone else to make this team a true contender for the championship. News from Bronco camp. It's day 3 of quarterback camp, but the big story was the dedication of the Darrant Williams statue at the Denver Broncos Boys and Girls Club. There's a really great article and some good news coverage on the Denver Broncos website about the statue and about Ed Dwight, the artist who made it, so I won't rehash that here, but I will bring you up to date on the Darrant Williams investigation. Williams was a rising star in the NFL when the stretch limousine he was riding in was sprayed with bullets after he left the nightclub in downtown Denver New Year's Eve. There had been an altercation before that between Williams and his group and some suspected gang members. Brandon Marshall and his cousin, who were in the Williams group, began spraying champagne around the club. Some of it was spilled on the gangbangers, and that led to flashing of gang signs. The gangsters were led outside, and then an altercation continued outside. Then a mile down the road, Darrant Williams was killed in a hail of bullets. In the trial of Kamea James, who's accused of trying to intimidate a witness scheduled to testify against her husband, Brian Hicks, the witness was to testify, who was later killed, claimed that Hicks had tried to kill her twice. Well, it was Hicks' car that was used by Willie Clark, who police have said they believe was inside the vehicle where gunshots were fired from, that went into the limousine that Williams was riding in early New Year's Day. Authorities identified Clark as a person of interest because they allege he worked a gang-linked drug organization ran by Brian Hicks. Hicks was in jail awaiting trial at the time of the murder. When James took the stand, prosecutors questioned her about taped phone conversations she had with Hicks while he was in prison. Her testimony confirmed close ties to Hicks and 3 other suspected gang members whose sources say were in the SUV that fired at Williams. It revealed to investigators that the 3 men in the vehicle, Clark, Daniel Harris, and Vernon Edwards, were all there, and that Harris and Edwards were the ones who fired into the Williams vehicle. A Denver grand jury continues to investigate the Williams murder. No one has been charged in the case, and a judge recently threw out an attempted murder charge against Brian Hicks because the feds have got him, and they refuse to make him available on the state case because they're holding him for the federal case. On the field at Broncos camp, Broncos tight end Tony Scheffler is sidelined indefinitely because of the same left foot he had repaired last May. Tight end Nate James, who got his first career touchdown against Jacksonville, hopes to make a bigger contribution this year for the Broncos. Behind enemy line, rumors that Raiders quarterback Jamarcus Russell is coming into camp at 300 pounds. Those rumors have been confirmed by this photo. On to the Nuggets, the AI effect. Some of you have been thinking, well, with the addition of Devin Harris and Jamal Crawford in my hypothetical trade to bring the Nuggets the title, where does AI fit? And the answer is the answer. Let him do what AI do, okay? He can be the 2 guard with the starters on the floor, which will put Devin Harris at the point. When they go to the second team, he can go over to the point guard, and Crawford can go to the 2. Or you can work some different combination of that. But you keep Allen Iverson minutes high. And don't forget, AD for head coach. The Avalanche new head coach is Tony Granato. He replaces Joe Quenneville, who replaces Granato for the 05-06 season. Granato compiled a 72, 33, 17, and 11 record in his brief tenure after he replaced Bob Hartley as Avs coach. Granato's .605 winning percentage as an head coach ranks 5th among active coaches. He also played in 13 NHL seasons. And great job for the Colorado Avalanche. Which brings us to a new feature, the Mile High Sports Index, to help you gauge where your Denver team stands. The National League champs are dropping quick. Watch for a major coaching change. The Denver Nuggets are also dropping, but not as fast. The Avalanche are on the rise, and the Denver Broncos are always a good bet.
Don't forget the Raiders still suck. Don't forget the Raiders still suck. Don't forget the Raiders still suck. Don't forget the Raiders still suck, and death to the Dead Wings. This is Denver Dan wishing all your sunsets to be blue and orange.